What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another what I eat in a day. Totally unrelated to that. I wish I could show you outside of my window right now because it is snowing. It is so beautiful. I normally can see part of the New York City skyline from my window, and I can't even see that right now because it is snowing so much and it just looks absolutely beautiful. I wish I could share this moment with you, but unfortunately I can't. That'd be a bad idea. Anyway, sorry, I couldn't not mention that because my camera is set up right in front of the window, so if you see me just like staring right through you, it's because I'm looking out the window at the beautiful snow outside. But for today's video, I thought I would do another what I eat in a day, and it actually ended up kind of unintentionally being another what I eat in a day featuring some of my go-to meals. That wasn't the intention at first, but then I realized that the things that I happen to be making on this day were actually some of my go-to meals again, and that video seemed to do pretty well before. This was in fact a day that I was working from home, so there's more time to make these meals, but honestly all of them are things that could easily be prepped ahead of time or things that don't take long to make at all. So had I even been working in the office, and if you know, I have a really long commute, so my days are really long whenever I go into the office, it would have been totally doable, I think. So I really like the flexibility of these meals in particular. And so to kick off the morning, I do what any tired 20-something does in the morning, and that is make some coffee. So after making my coffee a little bit later in the morning, it was breakfast time, and today that meant having some scrambled eggs, which actually is not something I typically do, but I had some leftover egg whites and egg yolks from a baking recipe that I did that weekend, so I thought why not do a little scrambled eggs. Of course, when I do scrambled eggs, they have to be cooked with butter and then topped with nutritional yeast. They're just absolutely delicious that way. The part of this that is more of a go-to meal, you know, if you know me, I am a smoothie and hash brown or avocado toast person these days, but I do every once in a while like to mix it up and have a rice cake with some cream cheese and a side of fruit. So together, those are the three things that I ate for breakfast on this particular day, and it was actually really delicious, and I'm kind of craving it again. I've yet to make breakfast today. Obviously, this is a different day. I had to do a voiceover for this video because my partner's been on night shift, so he was sleeping through a lot of this, and I didn't want to wake him up. But anyway, all of that is to say is that I might make that for breakfast again today because it sounds good. Moving on to lunch. Now, this is something that I am very excited to share with you all. I know getting excited and hyped about salads is not the thing that most people are interested in these days, I feel like. Let me first start by saying that I'm not really a salad person. I don't know. It really depends. I can go either way with salad. If I'm trying to be healthy or something, that's not the first thing I gravitate towards, but I do love me a good salad every once in a while. So what I attempted to do for this recipe, which I've done many times in the past, is recreate one of my favorite salads from a restaurant called Homegrown in Delaware, where I'm from. I think it's their Southwestern Cobb is what it's called, and it's kind of like a Mexican-esque inspired type of salad. So to make this, it's actually pretty easy. I cook some black beans. I'll insert the recipe down below that I followed to make black beans. This turns out super delicious. I obviously didn't eat the whole can. I did have this salad twice in this particular week, but I used the rest of the black beans for nachos later that weekend, so it ended up working out perfectly. When you get the salad at Homegrown, you can choose your protein just like any other restaurant. I normally get seitan because their seitan is so good. So when I make it at home, sometimes I'll use tempeh, sometimes I'll have seitan around, make my own seitan. I haven't done that in a really long time. Today, I was trying to use the things that I had, so I had some Gardein chicken tenders that I just threw in the air fryer, and that worked out just as well. So when the salad comes all together, it is a base of greens. You got your beans, you got your salsa, tortilla strips, avocado, cotija, and the protein or chicken. And then to top it all off, I tried to recreate their spicy ranch, which is just so delicious. And don't get me wrong, this salad does not come anywhere close to the one that Homegrown does, but it definitely hits the spot. It's a salad that I crave. It's a salad that I actually enjoy, and that's a good quality about a salad, is that you actually enjoy it. Otherwise, what is the point? And finally, we are moving on to dinner. And for dinner on this particular evening, I made some healthier hamburger helper. Truthfully, I'm not sure how much healthier it actually is. It is a Half-Baked Harvest recipe, and if we know anything about Half-Baked Harvest is that she claims to be healthy in a lot of her recipes, but they kind of really just are, on top of a lot of other issues. I've talked about this before. This is a recipe that I've been following for a number of years now. It is good regardless of its health status, and it's a go-to recipe that I make quite frequently. So of course I make a vegetarian version of this. The actual recipe, which again I will link below, calls for I think just regular ground beef or turkey or something like that. So I use whatever I have on hand. On this particular day, it was Beyond Meat. Again, I kind of already said this, but what I really like about this recipe is just how quick and easy it is. Even on the days that I am working at home, I don't get off until 7, which means a lot of the time I'm not eating dinner, making dinner until later in the evening. And this all comes together probably within like 30 minutes or so, which is just super convenient. And if you make the full recipe, it is enough for leftovers. So I had this, I think, for dinner another night or two this week. So it's just incredibly helpful in that regard. What's funny too is that I didn't really like hamburger helper, like the boxed kind as a kid. My parents would make it all the time. I think they still buy those, no shame. But I was a really picky eater as a kid. So for whatever reason, when I came across this recipe, I don't know why I was drawn to it. Obviously I'm not as picky of an eater now. It is just truly so good. So I can't complain. So some of the other ingredients that go into this meal are, of course, the Beyond Meat, salt, pepper, paprika, some ketchup, noodles of course, milk, cheddar cheese, and shredded zucchini. Normally I would try to do a little bit more zucchini than this, but the zucchinis I found at the store this week were particularly small, because otherwise you can't really notice it too much. It does actually help pretty well with bringing the recipe together and thickening the sauce. Of course, the noodles and milk combo do that as well, but it is a nice touch. You don't notice it too much, and again, it's not enough zucchini to like really counteract the fact that you're having a carb, fat heavy meal. It is nice and it's something different, so it adds a little bit of fun texture. And there you have it, another video full of some of my go-to meals that I eat quite frequently. They're in my rotation. I cannot get enough of them. If you want to watch my last What I Eat in a Day go-to meal video, you can check that out up here. All my other What I Eat in a Day videos are linked as well because I have a ton of them if you're interested. And now a snowplow is coming through. Speaking of commuting to work today, I do unfortunately have to leave the house and go in the snow to work, so wish me luck, please. But there you have it, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want. These are the types of videos that I make on top of, you know, life in New York City, Plan With Me's, resets, baking. I do lots of baking. My next video will be a baking video, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.